just a little intro before I start this speed build. So I'm building the house from my debut novel. It's currently untitled, but I am codenaming it #Black Witches Book, and it comes out from Simon Pulse in summer 2021. The premise is basically it's a family of black witches living in Toronto in the year 2099. So in the future. So this house is what I'm building. It's where my main character lives with her 10 family members. Yes, there are 11 of them living in one house. I actually also grew up in a really full house. There were 8 of us living together in one house, which is why I chose that. But anyway, so that's the house I'm building here. So let's get into the speed build. Alrighty, so we're into this speed build. So essentially what happens is that my main character's ancestors, they were slaves in New Orleans, or what was then I forget what the name of it now is, but it's what was in the past New Orleans. It went by a different name at that point. But anyway, so they essentially reclaimed the plantation house and transplanted it to Toronto. And so that's why this is a New Orleans plantation house style. And so that's what I'm trying to do with these columns over here. And I tried to do a thing with the roof. I am not a professional Sims builder by any means. I am very amateur. And so I was learning a lot of stuff as I went along. But I got the columns all set up, and then I was basically figuring out what sort of doors and windows I was going to use to get that plantation sort of style look. It is 2 stories, which is how it is in the book. For anyone that's writing a book and has The Sims 4, I highly recommend building the house that's in your book, because this was actually really helpful for me thinking about how to describe the house. In the book, I described the house one way, but as I was building this, it helped me think a lot more about the logistics of how something would be set up. So for example, if they have 2 stories to their house and a porch and a balcony, I have a scene where I talk about them sitting on the front porch. But if you have a second floor balcony, why wouldn't you sit on that one instead? Because it would be more private. So that's the sort of stuff it's made me think about. Anyway, I did this roof up top, and then I was just picking the colors. I really struggled for a while with what door I wanted to use and what color I wanted to make the house and how big the house should be. So that's what you see me doing over here. When the house rotates, though, that's just me messing up. So don't be too concerned about that. They do have a back door that they come out of. And so I was just arranging that over here. I did some terrain. I don't usually do terrain stuff, but I thought it would look nice here. This neighborhood isn't at all like the neighborhood that my Sims live in, but I didn't want to find a neighborhood that was similar. This is me struggling to figure out how to use the stairs. This pause is me trying to Google how I can make these stairs. The Sims 4 is good because it actually has more complicated stair options, but really what I wanted was for them to connect in the middle, and I couldn't figure out how to do it, so I just gave up and moved on to building the second floor. So how many family members live downstairs? So I think there's 3 family members that live downstairs, but I think I changed it when I did this outline. This pause is probably me thinking about how many people are living in the house and deciding how many rooms I should have, because I know there's 11 of them, but some of them are in rooms together. So because of children and having small children, some of them stay in rooms together. So I wasn't sure how to figure that out. And I think I was just like, bah, it'll work, whatever, let me move on. And then I did all the lighting. There is like a grand chandelier they have. I couldn't find anything that really matched in The Sims 4, so I used that sort of twinkling chandelier there. And here's me doing the porch lights. Then I actually started to segment out the rooms. So in downstairs, I put 2 rooms. There might actually need to be 3, but I couldn't figure it out at the time. So I was like 2 rooms, and then I kind of put one in between, and then I put this bathroom off to the side. So we'll see. In the kitchen, this is what I mean by why it's kind of good to do this for your book, because in my book, the kitchen has 2 doors. And then as I was building, I was like, oh, that's weird. People's kitchens actually don't usually have doors. They just kind of have open archways. So that's something I'm going to be changing when I'm editing my book to make sure it has the appropriate archways. Here's me putting in all the windows to get that plantation style look. I ended up having to change the back door to a double door so that I could get the windows to line up the way I wanted to. It didn't work in the back, and then I just gave up and I was like, whatever, nobody will see the back anyway. And then decided on paint colors over here. And one of the family members lives outside in a micro shed, and so this is what I'm building here. I wanted it to match the house somewhat, so then I used the same windows, but I used a kind of more fun barn-like door, which I thought was cuter anyway. And then here's me putting columns so that I can give them the same sort of little balcony. I'm actually really proud of the little micro house. I think it's so cute. It's like my favorite part of the build. So that was really exciting. And then here I'm just deciding what flooring I wanted to use. I basically picked flooring that looked white, but I like it and I'm a fan. So I put in a little section for a bathroom in the shed. And now I'm just doing landscaping. What I've learned in doing Sims 4 building since I've gotten more into it is landscaping really makes the build. It just adds that something special that makes it look complete and like fancy. I feel like as soon as I added all the landscaping, this build got so fancy out of nowhere. And so I'm a big fan of that. I think that's been really helpful. And so these are just the finishing touches here. I'm adding a little bench, and I think, oh no, I'm putting some more landscaping stuff around by the little micro shed. But that's it. And that's the finished build. I know I haven't done the inside. I'm saving the inside. I think I'll do that in another video. So if you really like this video, give me some thumbs up so that I know that you want to see me do the inside, or just comment that you want to see me do the interior in the next build. But I just wanted to do a super quick speed build to just show you building the outside, which I had a lot of fun doing. I think it's really cute. And it really has helped me in deciding how I'm going to revise the setting to make sure it matches kind of what's in this build, because what's in the build makes more sense logistically than how I've kind of put it in my head. I'm one of those writers where I'm not very good at picturing things in my head, and so doing something like this was actually really, really helpful for me. And that's a speed build. Thank you so much for watching this video and this Sims 4 speed build for my debut novel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If people like it, then maybe I'll do the inside rooms next. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, you can subscribe below. I do occasionally do Sims 4 videos, but I also do majorly and majorly I do writing videos, writing vlogs, publishing tips, publishing advice, more about my journey as a traditionally published debut author. So if you want to see more of that, please subscribe, and thank you again for watching. Bye!